The structure of U.S. families has evolved dramatically over the last century, with one of the major changes being the rising prevalence of divorce. Divorce rates have more than tripled since 1900, and nearly a third of American children today experience their parents' divorce before reaching adulthood. What are the effects on children's outcomes? Divorce may be beneficial if it reduces children's exposure to parental conflict, but it may also reduce financial resources, family stability, and children's emotional security. These effects are especially concerning as divorce is not equally distributed. Relative to children in the top quintile of parent income, those at the 20th percentile are 30 percentage points more likely to experience divorce, which suggests that any negative effects may perpetuate economic disadvantage. This paper studies the impact of divorce by using extensive tax and census data covering all children born in the U.S. between 1988 and 1993. 4.5 million children over this period were born to married parents that subsequently divorced, and the authors leveraged the breadth and granularity of their data to estimate the near and long-term impacts. To start, they examine how divorce reshapes family circumstances. First, divorce physically separates children from their non-resident parent. The median distance between parents rises to 4 miles in the year of divorce and grows to over 10 miles over the following decade. There is also a large drop in household income as one household splits into two. Mothers typically maintain primary custody of their children, so these figures indicate that post-divorce, mothers' absolute and relative economic position fall precipitously. A decade later, their household income is still, on average, 30% below its pre-divorce level, and while some of this is balanced by an increase in child support and welfare, these offset less than 10% of the drop in income. Parents also work more post-divorce, possibly due to the increased financial strain, and as a further source of upheaval, children are not only more likely to move after a divorce, they tend to move to lower quality neighborhoods. These changes in material standards of living may be further compounded by changes in family structure as step-parents and additional children begin to enter. These patterns make clear that for many families, divorce entails a tangle of significant changes. As a first step to understanding the impact on children, consider two contemporaneous outcomes: teen births and child mortality. In the years preceding a divorce, trends in both variables are flat, but there is a significant break at the time of divorce. Age-adjusted teen births rise steeply, ultimately climbing to 63% above pre-divorce levels, while mortality increases by 35 to 55% at divorce and persists at elevated rates for at least 10 years. There is no evidence that confounding factors such as parental job loss, incarceration, or homelessness can explain these patterns, which suggests that divorce itself is an important turning point in children's lives. Do these effects persist into adulthood? To answer this, the authors exploit variation in children's ages at the time of their parents' divorce. They compare siblings within the same family who, because of their different ages, were exposed to their parents' divorce for different lengths of time. This allows them to hold fixed all other factors that are common within a family and that otherwise complicate comparisons between families with and without divorce. This figure shows how experiencing a parent's divorce during childhood affects a child's household income rank at age 25. Each point shows the estimated effect of experiencing a divorce at that age relative to experiencing one at 25. So, for example, this point indicates that relative to children whose parents divorce when they are age 25, children whose parents divorce in their first year of life have an income rank in adulthood that is roughly 6 percentiles lower. Broadly, we see that early childhood divorce can have detrimental effects. Exposure between ages 0 to 5 reduces children's income rank in adulthood by 2.4 percentiles. These effects decline monotonically with age of exposure, and there is little to no effect of divorces that occur after children are approximately 18 years old. In terms of absolute income, early childhood divorce reduces mean family income in adulthood by roughly 8%. This is comparable to the effect of obtaining one less year of education or of moving to a one standard deviation lower quality neighborhood for all of childhood. Early childhood divorce also increases the likelihood of teen birth and incarceration by 73% and 43% respectively, reduces college residency, and increases mortality by age 25 by 35%. Thus, this paper shows that divorce has a substantial impact on children's outcomes, and the authors estimate that a meaningful portion of this is due to the material changes that accompany divorce. The reduction in family resources, the change in neighborhood quality, and the increased distance between children and their non-resident parent together explain between 25 and 60% of divorce's effects on children's outcomes. Of course, in the absence of legal divorce, unhappy couples may still produce many of these changes in family circumstance. As such, these findings do not imply that making divorce legally more difficult would be beneficial. Instead, they speak to how family breakdown more broadly affects children. To read more on this topic, you can check out the paper's references to other related work. This includes research on the rising prevalence of divorce, its impact on children, and the broader role of early childhood environment.